Welcome to Mishna study Masechet Terumot Perek Daled Mishnah Gimal. Over here in this Mishnah, we're going to discuss what we've been waiting for. What is the shiur of Teruma? What percentage do we need to give as Teruma? Right, Maaser, the language is within it. Maaser, a tenth. Right, over here, what is Teruma? So we know, just parenthetically on the side, we know Hita hat poteret takeri. 1 grain mideoraita fulfills the obligation for the entire pile. Chachamim came and they gave it a shiur, and we're going to speak about that shiur in our Mishnah. Shiur teruma, the measurement of teruma. Ayin yafa me'arba'im, Bet Shemai omrim mishloshim. Habinonit me'chavishim, bara'a mishishim. So ayin yafa, if someone's given generously, they give 1/40. It comes out to 2.5%. Bet Shemai says you should give mishloshim, 1 out of 30, right, which comes out to 33%. Sorry, 3.3%, right? Beshemai says mishloshim benonit. What's the average? Average is mahamishim, 1 out of 50, 2%. That's going to Bet Hillel, the average, and that's what everyone really uses, right? When they speak about teruma, what's the percentage a person gives of teruma? Everyone usually says 2%, which comes out to 1 out of 50 at the average that Chachamim giving over here. V'hara'a mishishim, and a person's stingy, he gives 1 out of 60. Right, which is even less than 2%. Does Bet Shammai argue on all these 3 cases? So Harambam points out yes. Right, and Bet Shammai would say the benonit is 1 out of 40, and 1 out of 40, yeah, and then Ra'ah would be 1 out of 50 according to Bet Shammai. So everything is just up another 10 from the denominator. Let's say someone went now, they separated, and what came out? 1 out of 60. Because again, remember, when you give it to Teruma, you have to you're not supposed to measure. You're supposed to give it as an estimation. So you went ahead, you took, and it come out to 1/60. Okay, Teruma, it counts as Teruma, and you don't have to go ahead and give any more because what you did counted. It fell into the shiur that Chachamim gave. Chazar ve'osif. Let's say you went ahead and you say, no, I want to add more. You went ahead and you add now more Teruma. Hayav b'ma'asrot. You need to separate ma'aser from that additional Teruma that you're giving. Right? Because now that you're trying to add on more teruma, you already gave the teruma. Now you're really almost gifting to the kohen, but you're gifting to the kohen from something that the Levi is entitled to. So if you're going to gift more to the kohen, it doesn't fall under the category of teruma. You already gave the shiur teruma. So if you're going to gift to the kohen, you have to go ahead and separate ma'asrot from it first. Now let's say when you originally went to go separate the teruma, you didn't get 1/60. You got less than that. Alat bi'ado mishishim ahat, 1 out of 61. Now this is less than the shiur that Chachamim even spoke about. Teruma v'yachzor v'yitrom kemot shu lamud b'midah b'mishkal b'minyan. It counts as teruma, and you need to add to it based on the shiur that you need to measure. Now you need to measure it through midah, mishkal, minyan. Go ahead and volume measure it, weigh it out, count it, whatever you need to do to get to that shiur of teruma, right? So it's interesting because we're never allowed, right? We're not supposed to measure teruma when we give. And over here, the Mishnah is telling us to measure, right? So if you estimated, you did it as you're supposed to, you estimated, and you came out short, at this point, Chachamim tell you, now you need to go ahead and fill the balance and measure it out carefully. So you actually hit that hit the number that you need to, hit the right percentage that you need to. Rabbi Yehuda says you're even allowed, and I would say first of all, just as an introduction, we in general, when it comes to teruma, you always have to give it from something that's mukaf, right? Mukaf literally means surrounded, right? It's actually makom, everything is from one, from one place, right? In general, whenever we're giving teruma, you always have to give from one place, right? Yes, it has to be close to each other, connected in one basket, something, right? You can't just say, I'm separating teruma from this pile, and my other pile in the field is gonna, get covered from what I'm separating over here. That doesn't count, right? You have to give it from the mukaf, from something that's all close together. And Rabbi Yehuda comes and says, in this case, right, when you separated, you got 1 out of 61, you're short, you need to add to it. You're even allowed to take from something that's shalomina mukaf, something that's not even nearby. You could go ahead and take something that's not nearby and add to that as teruma. Halacha though is not like Rabbi Yehuda.